whether it's in storytelling, whether it's in action or gesture, whether it's in an act of the imagination. If we loosened up a little bit on what theater is or could be, then maybe we might see a different way of making it. I'm interested in finding ways for the audience members, the people who come, to feel like their presence is as integral as the artist's presence on the stage or in the room.
She keeps building these things where people can come together and play, as opposed to watching others have all the fun. She's like, no, let's have the fun together. Let's build stories together. For her, the success is in the process, in the relationship, in the trial, and in the learning.
I'm going to ask you to make an outfit for your phone to go to the theater. I think about the poetics of technology. If we understand what those poetics are, then we can start to be intentional about how we use them as artists.
You and your phone actually have the same expression.
How do we look at our devices, and what does that tell us about the kind of people we are?
It's that moment where digital technology feels like it's slightly ahead of us humans right now.
Hi, Tosh.
And so Adrienne is asking us to stay in a conversation with that, so that we don't lose our sense of self inside of it. That is what she is doing.
I'm going to kick them out, and then I'm going to perform for the phones. So please take a seat, have a snack, and I'll come and get you when it's time to come back to the theater. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I have to say, you all look fabulous. In fact, I want to show you. Hold on a second. Okay. So, the shortest path from the self to the self is through the other. So I'm posing the possibility that the phone is the other.
Adrienne is not afraid of digging into the parameters that sit outside of what you would traditionally define as theater.
What if there could be a radio play that took you on a walk through the city? I was really interested in the way that the environments affect our body and how we could incorporate that into the storytelling.
This is the overpass. Stop. Look outside. Dissolve to another overpass in another city.
Theater people will say, and I will say it too, that something special happens when you're all in the same room. But sometimes you can't be all in the same room. So maybe we need theater for people who can't be in the same room together.
The grandness and grandeur of theater can make it feel distant from us. But if it's casual and human scale, then we can share something that feels meaningful in the moment, like we're part of this thing together.
Hello, we are so glad that you're here to learn more about becoming an anti-racist. Press 1 for ideas of how to begin.
Adrienne is attempting to invite change in soft and gentle ways. How do we look at one aspect that we are all struggling with collectively? And how can we personalize that? And how can we engage with a really vulnerable part of ourselves that needs to perhaps expand or grow?
Me on the Map was created to give kids an opportunity to practice the skills of participation in civic society. You need 40 squares of housing and 10 squares of public green space. If we want theater to continue, we need to introduce young audiences to the pleasure of theater, how exciting it is, how thrilling it can be, and spectacular, how personable it can be.
Monroe, will you explain the map for us?
Hospital, community gardens.
At the risk of sounding like a downer, I am really driven by dissatisfaction. I have a critical mind and maybe I'm a little judgmental. I own it. But the step for me after judging or being dissatisfied is like, what if it was different? What would that look like? So that's one of the things that drives my creativity. And the other thing is having fun.